Hey Mina, how are you?
Great, man.
I was watching your video yesterday. You are all over the place. So I'm just curious, where are you now? Where can I find you?
Right now, I'm in my home in Los Angeles, enjoying the sunny days. Weather has been perfect the last few days. So I'm going to be here for the next 6 months.
Wow, that's good, man. And then my subscriber, they're mostly people living in South Korea. I know you are already famous in US, but in South Korea, people, they don't know you yet, maybe. So please introduce yourself to our subscriber.
So my name is Mina Elias. I started as an Amazon seller in 2018. I created a supplement brand for electrolytes. So my background is in chemical engineering and chemistry. I'm also an MMA fighter. I still actively train and I compete in jiu-jitsu still. So I created an electrolyte powder to help my endurance at the gym. And I wanted to get it on Amazon to sell it. And so I got it on Amazon, learned how it works, scaled the business to, over $1 million a year in revenue. And then I realized that a lot of people were struggling with Amazon advertising. And I had somewhat figured things out. I think my background being an engineer helped me because, PPC is a lot of like data and interpretation and pattern recognition, solving problems. So I was able to take, my background, apply it to PPC, and then I started sharing knowledge with people. And, I had nothing really to sell them at the time. And I was just sharing information, my experiences. And I was able to grow from there. I grew a personal brand, teaching people how to do Amazon advertising. And then in 2021, finally, after a lot of demand, I decided to open up an agency that it's called Trivium Group. And it's an agency that helps brands advertise on Amazon. So we take care of all of the advertising, and I still own my supplement brand. I've invested in a few other supplement brands as well. And now we're just trying to help as many brands advertise on Amazon.
Yeah, that's why I like you, because you are a very clear person. You have your own product, everybody can find your product on Amazon. And then also you have your own agency. So that's cool, man. So thanks for coming to our YouTube channel. And then, you know what? Why I made this time, because honestly, I run a lot of PPC skill, you and Destiny. So that's why I made this time. So I just bring, a couple of questions, the most common questions. So I want to ask you about, all about Amazon PPC in this video. If you are ready, I'm going to bring to you the
Let's do it. Give me all the questions. We'll answer them.
Okay, man. Okay, first question. So I want to ask you, should I start my Amazon PPC right away when I launch my product? If yes, what type of Amazon PPC do you recommend? Because, many different kinds, auto campaign, manual campaign, display. What do you think?
So the question is, if I'm launching a product, what should my campaigns be?
Yeah, so just right away doing PPC, or just waiting for some review?
This is a good question. Very good question. So a lot of people have asked me, Mina, should I wait until I have a few reviews or start right away? First of all, you should never wait for reviews. Before you open the listing, you should have at least 50 people ready and lined up to buy your product. People are going to say, oh man, that's easier said than done. How do you do it? Okay, I'll tell you how exactly I do it. I have an electrolyte supplement. It's called Hard Work, or the company is called MMA Nutrition. And I know that women who do hot yoga, they sweat a lot and they need electrolyte replacement. So what I do is I go on Instagram and I find hot yoga pages. Maybe hot yoga gyms, especially the popular ones, maybe the ones in LA, Hot Yoga Los Angeles. And then I find all of the people who are commenting on the pictures. I start replying to their comments, and it can be a normal response. So like if someone said, oh my God, like I was dying today, and be like, that the workout looks killer, something like that. And as soon as they reply back to me, that means if I send them a DM, they're going to immediately see the message. It's not going to go to the requests folder. And then I will message 50 people a day And I usually get 2 to 3 responses out of those 50. And I will say, hey, I love your page. I love your vibe. I'm looking to, I just launched the product. I would love, some people to test it and give me some feedback. Would you be open to it? And be like, oh my God, yeah. And I usually like say, I just launched this, amazing electrolyte. It only has clean ingredients. There's no this carcinogenic stuff. Here's a picture of it. Would you be interested? And they say, yeah. They'll be like, okay, do you have an Amazon account? Yes, I do. I'm like, perfect. Here's the link. Buy it and let me know. And let me know when you buy it, and then I'll reimburse them. I'll give them the money on PayPal or Venmo or Cash App. Or Zelle. And then after, and by the way, this is all against the terms of service. You can't incentivize a review, but this is kind of, how I've done it. So if people say, oh, like, how do you get reviews? This is how I've done it. And then after that, I'll wait 7 to 10 days and I'll say, hey, how did you like the product? Was it good? Blah, blah. And if they say something positive, I'll be like, okay, please, can you leave us a review? It will help us out a lot. Just go to your orders page and like that. So that's how I've been doing it. And I've been able to get reviews, and you should also, if you can, have friends or whatever, or anyone ready. Maybe you can send these messages to like, 50, 100, 150 women and have like, or, in my case, women that are doing hot yoga, and have like 20 or 30 of them ready. And then when you launch, they all can go buy it, and then they can all review it, at different days. And so you're going to have reviews coming in right away. The other thing is you can also launch an initial variation and do this with the initial variation. So maybe a small size of your product, less than $10 product. So you can get the reviews there. And then later on, when you launch the main one, that's when it's going to matter the most. It'll already have reviews. And so that's to answer the review part. Like, should I wait until I have reviews? You should be getting reviews right away. Now, to answer the PPC part, and the PPC, what PPC should you start when you're launching? This is what I recommend. And I'll tell you all of them, and I'll tell you by order of priority, because everyone has a limited budget. So if you have an open budget, this is what you should do. The 4 auto campaigns broken up into 4. So close match, loose match, compliments, and substitutes broken into 4. Main keywords, I would take your top 5 most relevant, highest search volume keywords and break them up 1 keyword per campaign, 1 broad, 1 phrase, 1 exact. So that's 15 campaigns, at least a $300 budget and a high bid, because these are very important keywords to rank for. Then I would take the other keywords. So everything that has, after the top 5, everything that from like, let's say the number 6 all the way to whatever is like 1,000 searches a month. I'll take all of those keywords and I'll launch them 5 keywords per campaign, 1 broad, 1 phrase, 1 exact. So let's say there's 50 total. That means 45 of them. So that would be 9 campaigns, 9 campaign broad, 9 campaign phrase, 9 campaign exact. So that takes care of my, keyword stuff. There is still one more, but I'll tell you it later. So that takes care of my keyword. For product targeting, I would go and find the competitors that have bad reviews, so 3.5 stars or less and more expensive than me. I would target those 5 products per campaign, and then I would target my category refined. So more expensive products and 3 stars or less, 1 campaign. And then I would do sponsored product, sponsored brand, sponsored display for my branded search terms. So I know you're going to be like, Mina, I just launched. No one's looking for my brand name. Okay. But in the off chance that someone sees your product and wants and is on their phone and like, okay, let me go to desktop because that's where I'm logged in and I want to buy it. And they don't find you, they find your competitor who has 5,000 reviews. You're going to lose that sale. So even if it's 1 sale here, 1 sale there, just show up and block it. And then, so those are all the campaigns that I will launch. Now, if you are limited on budget, in terms of auto, I would start with a close match and then substitutes, and then loose match, and then compliments. That's the order of priority. For main keywords, instead of going for single keyword campaigns, you can do 1 main keyword, single keyword campaign, and the other 4 in 1 campaign together. And then I would, do by order of highest search volume to lowest search volume. If you can afford to do only 2 other campaigns, then do, that's 10 more keywords. If you can do whatever you can afford. definitely do the categories refined. Definitely do the ones that are 3.5 stars or less, because you're going to make money on those sales. So you're going to be very profitable. And then definitely do the product targeting campaigns, branded campaigns, because that protects your brand name. So any money spent there is going to be very, very profitable. And that's how I would start.
Wow. It's a lot of campaign, right? So basically just people don't waiting for the review, just do it, PPC right away, launching, you know. And then you mentioned another question. You all the time mention your oral campaign. You're talking about splitting into 4 different targets in one oral campaign, right? So close match separate and loose match separate, like all separate thing. So what's the point of that strategy? You know, I want to hear from you. Yeah.
So this is what I've seen, right? I had one auto campaign, and in that auto campaign, there's close match, loose match, complements, and substitutes all together. But what happens is my substitutes, for example, will have like a really good ACOS, let's say 15% ACOS, and my complements will have a bad ACOS, 85% ACOS. Now, if I increase the budget and I increase the bids, what happens is both will get more money. And so what happens is now I have more spend and more sales in the complement campaign, but I don't want that. I only want more spend and more sales in the substitutes. So because of that, I decided to break them up. Now I can scale the substitutes if it does well. And if the complements is not doing that well, what I can do is I can keep optimizing the bid. And when the ACOS is good, then I can increase the budgets. So that's the reason I break them up.
So basically, if somebody wanted to, you know, optimizing campaign, that's a better option, because one campaign, if you're targeting everything, it is very difficult to optimization campaign. But if it's separate targeting, they can handle it. They can put in more budget, or they can put it in more negative keyword. So that's what I understand, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, man. You know, if we are talking about PPC optimizations, so how often people they have to do that? You know, once a week or twice a week or once a month? What is your opinion? Yeah.
Okay, so there's a certain type of optimization that needs to happen often. That one is probably going to be adding negatives. So you should have a clear criteria on when you need to add a negative, because negatives are keywords that are going to start spending money and not make any sales. And so if your criteria is, let's say you have a $20 product, if you spend $10 on a keyword and it does not generate any sales, spending $11 is still going to be like a 50+% ACOS. It's probably not, you know, worth it at that point. So I would check it depends on how much money you're spending. So we have clients that are spending $10,000 a day on ads, and we have to check their ads daily, because they're spending so much money that a keyword could spend, you know, $50 and not make any sales very, very quickly in one day. Versus, you know, people who are spending $50 a day on ads, it could take you 2 weeks to find a keyword that even reaches that threshold. So it depends on how much you're spending, but you should have those spend level thresholds. Once you hit that spend level and there's no sales, you're adding as negative. Now, the second question is, how often, like for all the other optimizations, identifying keywords from the search term report, you know, optimizing bids in the bulk sheet, those kinds of things. And that's going to, again, depend on your level of spend. What is you should have a threshold for how much money you want to spend on keywords before optimizing them. And so for me, it's usually around the 50% ACOS mark, which if I have a $20 product, that's $10. If I have a $30 product, that's $15. And when I notice after every 4 days, I'm spending $15 on a lot of keywords, that will be my period. If I notice it's happening after 11 days, so every 11 days, a lot of my keywords are now spending $15 and I've bought new data and I can make a decision, that's when I would do it.
Oh, I see. So it depends on the situation you're saying, right? So
just depends on how much money you're spending, because PPC is buying data. So I'm testing a keyword and I'm waiting to see, is that keyword good or bad? So I have to spend a certain amount of money. Like I can have a keyword and after 30 days, it spends $2. How can I make a decision here? I don't have enough data. It got 2 clicks at the $2, and I don't know. Maybe if it spends the 3rd click, it's gonna make me a $20 sale. That's very profitable. So it's more related to how much money are you spending than a certain specific time frame.
Yeah, PPC by data. Yeah, I really like that. Yeah. Yeah, I really like that, and I agree with your opinion. Yeah, depend on the situation, depend on how much you want to spend the money and how much budget level. Yeah, I understand. Next question, and maybe this question is also, a lot of people already ask you, in this question, maybe, if some people launch just a variation listing, right? Would they have to PPC all the SKU, or is it just to do specific SKU? What is your opinion?
Very, very, very good question. Yeah. So the point of PPC, if we look at it, let's take a step back. If we look at the point of PPC, you're creating these campaigns, and when people search, your product will show up, and that is an impression.
Yeah.
And then people will decide, is this product attractive or not? Then they're going to click on it. And so the number of clicks divided by the number of impressions, which tells you how effective the ad, how attractive the ad is your click-through rate. So if you have a higher click-through rate, it means more people are attracted to seeing your ad, and they're going to click on it. If you have a lower, it means people are seeing, but they don't want to click on it. Now, what is a good click-through rate? What's a bad click-through rate? I think anything under 0.2% is bad. 0.5% is amazing. 1% is like phenomenal. And so if you want to be anywhere between 0.2 to 0.5, if you can be higher, that's amazing. And so that's kind of gives you an idea. Now, when you launch variations, you don't know which one is going to attract more people to click on the listing, because I could show my chocolate protein powder and I could show my vanilla protein powder, and people, when they see the chocolate, they're like, oh my God, chocolate's delicious. When they see vanilla, they're like, I don't like that much anymore. But we don't know. So we add all of the variations in all of the campaigns. And then we let it run, let's say for a month. So we have good enough data. And then from there, I'm going to go into my advertised product report. So you're going to go to reports, and instead of downloading the search term report, you're going to download the advertised product report, 30-day date range. Then you're going to create a pivot table. And in the pivot table, so you're going to have all of your SKUs, right? Let's say you have the 2 SKUs, chocolate and vanilla. And then you're going to have spend, sales, clicks, and impressions. That's it. Those are the only 4 columns. Anything else, it's gonna not calculate it correctly. So only have those 4 columns. And then from there, you're gonna create an equation to create, for the click-through rate, it equals clicks divided by impressions. And for ROAS, it equals the sales divided by the spend. And then you can notice which variation has the highest click-through rate and ROAS. Now, generally, what I've seen is the one with the higher click-through rate will also have higher ROAS. But in some cases, the one with the higher click-through rate has a little bit of a lower ROAS. In all cases, I think you should focus on only showing the one that has a higher click-through rate. Because then when you go into all your campaigns, the chocolate has a better click-through rate than the vanilla. Pause all the vanilla. And now for the same money that you're spending, the same impressions that you're getting, you have more people coming, or actually not for the same money that you're spending, for the same impressions that you're getting way more clicks. Way more people are coming to the listing, and then they can choose. Anyways, they're going to choose between vanilla and chocolate, but you want the most amount of people to come into the listing. So maybe, if you're a pizza store and you have a shop on the street, you want to show, the picture is the nice, extra cheesy cheese crust pepperoni. That's the picture. But then you go in and you have a vegetable pizza, you have Super Supreme, you have all of these other ones, but you know that when people look at the cheesy stuffed crust and all of this stuff, their mouth waters and they want to go in. That's essentially what you want to do with the variations.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that's I'm really understand. So first time when they launch it, they don't know which one is good and which one is actually Amazon customer. They like it. I have like a chocolate and I have banana product, and then which one they like it. So just put it in all SKU, like everything, just test or campaign, right? And then after maybe 1 month later, you are going to just PPC report, and then which one is good CTR, and then which one is a good result, and then just following data. you're basically saying, right? So
exactly. And if what I said is very complicated for you, the whole advertised product report thing, just open up all of your campaigns and look at which variation has the highest click-through rate, because you click on the campaign, then you click on the ad group. It's going to show you the different ads, the different SKUs. And which one has a better click-through rate. And then you can just, every campaign, write it down. Okay, chocolate, vanilla, vanilla, chocolate. And then when you sum them all up, you're like, okay, it looks like chocolate, wins most of the time.
Wow, okay. I understand. Maybe that's why I already explained to my subscriber too. If you have a variation listing, you never know which one is good. So try, test it. PPC is all the time tested. So yeah, I'm agree with your opinion. So your mention is a good CTR is maybe 0.5%. But if somebody has, bad CTR, maybe 0.1 or 0.2, how they come make, increase the CTR, they have a lot of, strategy or a lot of, way, maybe change the main image. But I want to hear your opinion. What is the most important thing make, increase the CTR?
Okay, so there's very few things that affect your CTR. It's going to be your main image, your title, your reviews, your star rating, your price, if you have a badge, if you have a coupon, and if you have like Prime shipping. So we're going to assume everyone is FBA and they have Prime shipping. So the next easiest thing to do is put a coupon on or remove a coupon and see, by adding a coupon, $1, $2, 5%, 10%, which one is going to be the most effective. You should be tracking your click-through rate daily. And then when you make that change, you can document your average click-through rate over 7 days or 14 days. The longer the period, the better. And then after you make that change, document another 14 days and see what happened to the click-through rate. And if the click-through rate has improved, keep that coupon. The second thing that you can